What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about The Sopranos Season 2 for a little bit. Uh, just like Season 1, obviously. Never really seen, I've heard great things about the show. Uh, I've seen like clips here and there on YouTube, just like they get tossed in your algorithm once in a while. You know how it is, but never actually like watched any episodes or anything until it's like I think it's like 5 days ago now. I started watching the series. Season 1, excellent, like damn near as good as you can get for a first season. Um, yeah, like if you watch my video on that season, it's like the only thing I really had a problem with was I don't know. It's just a nitpick too. It's like kind of which this season does better with. Like season 1, it just kind of felt like there wasn't like an overall like big like arc, like like Boardwalk Empire. Season 2 is like the whole big arc is like this like war, well, not really war, but like battle for like territories between Jimmy, I think it was Jimmy, and then Steve Buscemi's character, Nucky Thompson. You know what I mean? Like the struggle between those two, and uh like in the Commodore and stuff like that. It wasn't, like, there's little arcs in there, but it's like, like a lot of like a lot of shows like that have like an overall arc where it's like season 1 for Sopranos didn't really feel like that. It's just like a bunch of little arcs that like over time. Like as the season went on, just like kind of showed you the world and like built everything up. Which I like that. I like that a lot. Like I thought it was really good. Kind of like reminds me of I think it's like called Sword of Destiny, or no, The Last Wish. But it's like the first Witcher book, but it's like a bunch of short stories, and it's like I don't know, really, it's like a good introduction to the universe. Or same in this case as well. But for season 2, I liked it that they didn't really. For the most part, they they kind of stuck to it, where it seems like it's like that, like like The Witcher, like the like Everybody Loves Raymond, or like fucking uh like Shameless or something, where it's just like see, it feels more like you're just watching their life unfold. It's not like a all right, here's this story about like in this like Walking Dead, where it's like all right, they're gonna run into this big bad at like within episode 2 or 3 to set it up for the whole season, where it's like gonna be uh this altercation, and like the like groups battling and stuff like that, where it's like they kind of did that with like Pussy being informant for like flipping on him, being an informant for the FBI, and like Chris, like Chrissy always like trying to like wanting to be made like a kind of. But that's actually like it seems like a multis, because I just finished season 2, and it's like they hinted that they're going to do it, but they didn't actually. Like there's a few arcs that are like seem like multi seasonal, like his issues with his mom and stuff like that, and Junior, and but yeah, it just seems like the bigger arc for the season was like the FBI, and like Pussy being an informant, and more or less like him being the boss, the the skipper, but and like dealing with his I feel like that's just like overall through the show is like him dealing with his family and trying to just like balance both worlds. But I thought, I don't know, I liked how they had at least a couple. Oh yeah, then Richie's character, that was another, because he's like introduced within like the first episode or two, and then he's out by the season finale, but uh, that was another like season long arc that I thought was good, like him and his and then Tony's sister, which I thought they were good additions. I've always seen, I don't know the character's name, but the actor's name, but Richie April's like, I always saw him in Everybody Loves Raymond, and as like that guy, like you never see that guy in like mobster movie or shows or anything like that. I was like, I always thought like he would be pretty good, and come to find out, he was. I'm pretty sure he was in this before Everybody Loves Raymond, so that's probably why he plays the character he does. But I don't know, I really like this season. I don't I don't know if I like it as much as season one, maybe, or maybe just like a smidgen less. But I thought it was really good. I liked the episode where it's like Chrissy comes out of a coma and he's like talking, gives Tony and Paulie and them the message about like 3 o'clock by this like one mobster that they all knew. I think they whacked or something, and uh, I like the episode because it kind of establishes that like the afterlife or ghosts or whatever like could very much be like real or is real in that universe because of what happens with like Paulie at the I don't know what they're like the I don't know, we'll just say ghost whisperer because I don't know what the fuck that job or profession is called, but yeah, like he sees like the spirits of all these people that Paulie whacked, and he Paulie flips out and he like throws a chair and uh, like cusses out the dude. Is pretty funny, but uh, yeah, I don't know, a lot of like interesting and like unique things that I didn't really think that they would do, like touch on or like go about with like like the uh like religion and like spirits and stuff like that. And like a lot this I feel like this season had a little bit more comedy than the first season. Like there's a lot of jokes and humor in this season, which I didn't find bad or anything. It stood out a little bit to me, like at the end where like Tony has like food poisoning and stuff, and he's like shitting his pants the entire episode. But I don't know. I thought it's a very good follow up season. Um, yeah, like the only other I guess like mob show that I've watched, if you could call it that, is like Boardwalk Empire, which I've only seen. I don't know. It's like I loved season 1 and 2 of that show. Season 3 I thought was good. I thought it's okay. I thought it's good. And then season 4 I always kind of like fizzle out. Like I've only seen like the first 4 or 5 episodes, and I kind of just fizzle out a bit. I mean, I heard it's pretty good throughout the end, but I don't know, those first 2 seasons like really captured me. And I don't know, I've never really heard, because you'll hear like, oh, that show was, oh, like The Office is like, oh, yeah, that show was, you always hear it's like really good up until you'll either hear like season like 5 or something was like the last great season, or like, oh, it was really good up until Steve Carell left, or same with like Walking Dead. It's like, oh, like the first like 6 seasons were amazing, and then like Negan comes in and like that's when everybody leaves, or like you'll hear like, oh, I stopped watching when Rick left, or Carl dies, or shit like that. Like which, spoiler alert, my bad, but that show's been out for 15 years. So if you same with this show, it's like I've seen, like I've been spoiled on stuff, but I don't care. It still doesn't. It might affect the scores that I've given to the season so far a little bit, but not really. If I'm still giving them like in the nines and shit. But yeah, I thought this is a very good follow up season. Hopefully, like a lot of shows, I hope the first couple seasons aren't the best. I mean, I'm not saying that like, not like trying to knock these seasons, but like I hope we just like it's an upward trajectory. Because I mean the show is really good, and I don't know. I don't wanna. I don't know. I just don't want a show where it's like I fizzle on. But I'm really enjoying it so far. Um, I yeah. I don't really know what to expect now. I mean like Tony. They kinda have him, kinda don't with like these tickets and stuff, and I don't know. I'm very curious to see what happens in season 3. And now that we have like seems like a good amount of the fucking the the group, the not so, really Soprano family, but the whole that whole like circle of mobsters is like dwindling down. So I don't really know. I mean, obviously we gotta like they're probably gonna have like a new character or two, just like how they kind of added that one Italian guy that comes over from Italy to help him out for this season. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I give it like a solid 9, maybe like a 9.25 as well. Uh, yeah, yeah, either one of those. I'll probably the numbers will flash up and you'll see which one I decided on, but probably a 9, maybe a 9.25. It's their season 1 and season 2 are just they're very good. And I feel like honestly, it's like if you're looking at, I mean, I haven't seen anything after this, but like those two, I don't know, it's like a lot of arcs and stuff that are just happen within those first 2 seasons that like carry over from season 1 and kind of end off in season 2. Just I don't know, these two seasons feel like a whole. It's like almost like one big season. But anyways, those are my thoughts. My thought is, again, this show is just it's showing me that I don't know, it deserves to be called one of the greatest, or if not the greatest of all time. I mean, I don't know about greatest of all time so far. I mean, there's 3 or 4 seasons left, so then I'll have my judgment then. But I'm loving it so far. I mean, yeah, I could see it being as good as like I mean, the only other show that I've watched that's like considered one of the greatest besides like The Wire is Breaking Bad. I've never seen The Wire, which people always recommend to me. Which those are like the 3 that I always hear that are the greatest of all time. This, Breaking Bad, and The Wire. So maybe someday down the line I'll watch that one too. But I don't know. So far, the show is selling me. But I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you kind of agree on my thoughts, or I don't know, if you thought it was a good video. But follow our channels and stuff and subscribe, and I don't know, let me know down in the comments if you have any differing opinions or just what your thoughts on the season and the show are. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in either season 3 review or maybe some gaming videos or whatnot. But peace out.